For all y'all out there, I've been saying it. De'Aaron Fox will be an all-star this year. He will be an all-star this year. Welcome to Refuse to Lose Sports. My name is Joe Jordan. I'm your host today. Today we're going to talk about the Sacramento Kings versus the Orlando Magic game. Crazy game. So, man, watching that game, first going to that game, I was very confident because number one, it's Orlando Magic. But I did say that to myself, I believe we'll win this game. It's not a gimme at the end of the day. They're an NBA team, and they got size. They have size, but exactly what I said. They have size, they have length, but they don't have bigs, you know? So watching that first half of that game, you can tell that the Kings were shocked. You know, they game plan, you know, the last couple of days, they watched film, they did all this stuff. But when they actually got on the court, with people like Bo, who's playing a two, right? They like, wow, like the height is way different than what I thought. So you could tell the height was a huge problem for us. So we needed time to adjust to that. You had people like Kevin Huerter, who was very timid out there offensively. Like he wasn't taking, like I believe he had a few good looks, but he wasn't pulling the trigger. He took 2 shots the whole first half. He made 1 3, and he shot an air ball, mid-range jump shot. I think because he was intimidated by the size. And on defense, Kevin Huerter was terrible. I love Kevin Huerter, but I'm speaking the truth. Kevin Huerter was terrible on defense. When they were doing pick and rolls, he wasn't switching. He was getting beat off the dribble. I mean, everything you could think of, they were attacking Kevin Huerter, and he was a big problem. That's why he was unplayable in overtime. He did not play in overtime. I don't think he played in the last few minutes of the game either, because defensively he couldn't help us. So, but in the first half, the light was Sabonis. Sabonis realized they have length, but they're not big. I'm a bruiser. They don't have strength like me. So Sabonis was taking advantage of that, was going at Bobo, was going at Banchero. Right? He's going at them physically, and he was getting buckets. So, but the intensity defensively was terrible. And I love Mike Brown. I love Mike Brown, man. I was watching that game. During every Kings game, most of the games, if I'm not, if I'm at home watching it, I'm tweeting throughout the game. All right. And like early on, man, Harrison Barnes, man, he was frustrating like crazy offensively. And then I tweeted, take Harrison Barnes out the game. And then I replied to my tweet and I said, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to trust my coach, but Harrison Barnes could be frustrated sometimes to watch. And Mike Brown stuck with Harrison Barnes because of the defense he was doing on Banchero. He did a good job on Banchero. Banchero was rarely scoring on Harrison Barnes. He got most of his buckets through pick and roll, through mismatches, like people like Kevin Huerter, right? And Sabonis was on him a few times. So through mismatches, he was getting his buckets. But when Harrison Barnes was checking him, was guarding him, Harrison Barnes did an awesome job on Banchero. So and down the clutch, he hit a clutch 3 that Fox sent to him, and he made a clutch pass to Metu, I think that was him, the Metu for a dunk. So he made some smart key plays down the stretch while playing good defense, all right? So Mike Brown's a beast. I have time. You can tell Mike Brown got in their face. You can tell because the defensive intensity was way different in the second half. Listen, we were down by 18 points going into halftime, I believe, 18 points. We outscored Orlando 36-12 in the third quarter. 36-12. That just shows just a second game in a row we did something like that, right? So you can just tell like like Mike Brown, man, like he said something in the press conference. He said that in Golden State, he gave out defensive players of the month every month for his team. And he brought that to Sacramento. And he said Malik Monk won Defensive Player of the Month in October. He had the highest rating. And I remember when they said Mike Brown and Monty called Malik Monk so they want to sign him. And Mike Brown said, "We're gonna need you to play defense. Are you gonna be?" I think it was Monty. Monty told him, "We're gonna need you to play defense. Can you play? Are you gonna be able to play defense?" And Malik Monk like, "I can do whatever you need me to do, sir." And Malik Monk has been playing well. He's been playing so good. Thank you, Lakers, for Malik Monk, by the way. So the Kings, man, but the person that saved the Kings that night was De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox went crazy late in the fourth quarter and in overtime. He literally carried us. Like, normally we have a dribble handoff, ball movement within all five players, offense. Late in the fourth quarter and overtime, give it to Fox, got the way. That's how it was. And that's what you got to, and I like that because Mike Brown trusted his star player. And for all y'all out there, I've been saying it, De'Aaron Fox will be an all-star this year. He will be an all-star this year. All right? So we got to put respect on his name. 37 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. 37 points and a game winner from the logo on an away game. I know it's Orlando, but you got to realize the first half, we weren't ourselves. We were not playing good at all. We had no intensity. The second half shows you who we really are. So I thought this was a good win for the team because, I know we're going to Golden State and play the Warriors, but that's in California. They had to travel. They lost to Miami by buzzer beater, which was fluke. We all know what happened with that. They beat Orlando, right, and they beat Charlotte. So right now we're 2-1 on this road trip. We gotta get a W against the Warriors. We'll be 3-1 on the road trip going back home. So right now the Kings are 3-5. They are no longer in the bottom of the standings, which is the last team in the standings in the Western Conference. Is great. 3-5. I believe they will climb up. Remember we were 0-4. So since that 0-4 start, we're 3-1. That's how you gotta look at it. Like Mike Brown said, you gotta look at things in 5-game increments. All right. So we were 1-5 the first 5 games, and now we're 2-1. All right. So we gotta start getting these win streaks in the 5-game increment, like 5 games in a row, something like that. So I see that happening though. All right. So that's all I have for you guys today, and I'll see y'all next episode. Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.